Well, good morning right now from what people say is the best neighborhood in the Philippines. So I've decided to spend one night here. Just came out of the hotel and I'm not exactly quite sure what part of it I am. So we are in Bonifacio Global City, locals call it BGC. Sounds much cooler, doesn't it? And I've spent most of the time in Manila that I was here between Makati and Ortigas. So Makati, I filmed a full video about it. I was staying there for like a good couple of days, really felt the neighborhood. But still some people told me like, hey, BGC is kind of like the best area. So today I want to walk with you through here a little bit, see if I agree with that. I've been here before, mostly like on the main street, just kind of like the shops, the restaurants, things like that. Also want to get breakfast right now, but honestly from what I remembered, from how I felt about it, was that I liked actually Makati more. But today I want to give it another shot and see how I feel about it. I think I'm walking into the wrong direction because there's some highway. Let's check it out. So the neighborhood is definitely not as large as the one I mentioned before, Makati, but it is definitely kind of like the newest one, the flagship, so to say, in Metro Manila. So let's see. Actually, hotel was not too expensive, like 45 or 50 bucks maybe. In this neighborhood generally it's kind of like a lot of luxury places, fairly expensive everything. I just wanted to like spend one night to make it easier. From every neighborhood you need to like drive for like half an hour with the traffic. So let's see. Yeah, I think we need to walk into that direction. So one of the first things you're definitely going to notice is that the city is structured, or especially the buildings, super, once again I mentioned it before, kind of like US style with different blocks. And the buildings themselves are quite interesting. This is a church, fancy kind of like modern church, and all of the architecture here, I think most of the buildings have been built within perhaps the last couple of years, maybe last decade. So nice architecture. And I just wanted to make sure to stay actually inside of this neighborhood. So yesterday I arrived, checked in, didn't go out much, but I think we're like 10-minute walk into the main area. So let's head there. And so we're starting to recognize it a little bit. First things, I'm sure on the weekend is like super busy, but it is a Sunday right now, so fairly quiet, calm and peaceful on the streets of BGC. Maybe the people are sleeping in a bit, it's already 1 p.m, but we'll find out. So we're gonna be heading right now to areas like the high street, like the super busy, let's say kind of like commercial district. But just this area, I think this is a bank or something. I remember last time I was here there was still a lot of constructions, as you see here, still finishing something up. So a lot of nice condo buildings are coming along, and in many ways it is definitely the most modern one, the most livable one. So behind me we're seeing one of the big condo buildings that look quite nice, I think. So first of all, downstairs some type of Uptown palazzo, which looks quite crazy. It looks like the street lights are not working, so let's just go. And on the bottom, like, what is it, like Greek, ancient Greek inspired, a little bit with the columns and everything. On top, super modern. It's quite interesting. A quick word from my favorite video sponsor, Level 8 Luggage. So guys, if you are planning a trip anytime soon, you know, one of these might come in handy. I've been rolling with the carry-on suitcases for almost a year. Also have a checked luggage, and I have to tell you, quality is really out of this world, especially the aluminum suitcase, but they also have more affordable options on their website. For the longest time I've been always a carry-on guy, just makes everything so much convenient. But also they have different checked luggages, and as of right now you can get 15% off with my code Danny15. I'll make sure to put it on here. So in terms of the organization, the design, how it looks, check out Level 8. I'll make sure to leave everything in the description together with a code for 15% off. And so yeah, let me know what piece you might end up getting. Some guys were texting me they got the same one, they were very happy with it, and yeah, I can see why. Alrighty guys, so to summarize, they do worldwide shipping. US and Europe is completely free, but no matter where you are, you can get your hands on a level 8. And instead of going through a bunch of low quality luggage, I highly recommend investing in a high quality piece. The choice for that, let's see. Once again, no lights, so we're just crossing. And pretty much I think this is like more or less the end of the neighborhood where I'm staying, but like I said, it's mostly walkable. I think I can walk through the whole neighborhood within maybe 45 minutes to an hour, so it's not like super large. What is it? Uptown Park Suites 2, so that is the freaking lobby. Very, very interesting choice of the architecture, but at the same time, super neat, super... Okay, this looks like something I could be maybe having breakfast today. So on the other side, we're having kind of like shops, cafes, some nice cars driving through even. So in many ways, if you're in Metro Manila, you can experience the huge contrast of the different worlds, how people live. You go into a more local neighborhood, like I showed it in the first video. You see people living like they probably used to live 10, 20, 50 years ago. But here, it's like a different world. And I think they also like don't even allow like street vendors and things like that, which in some ways, I think is kind of, how to say it, in Thailand, like in most of the fancy areas, still on most corners you can find a street vendor, which is quite a nice contrast. But here they keep it kind of like very, let's say, they want it to be upscale in the neighborhood, and it really feels like it. So lots of little cafes, kind of like an open pavilion type of design here. Tulum, little Mexican food truck probably. And once we're going in, it's just completely urban jungle. Here, these buildings remind me a lot of actually Singapore, kind of like open design, probably a pool there. So let's go in somewhere and let's get something to eat. This cafe looks also nice, let's check it out. So also here in the neighborhood, seeing a lot of wall art. I guess this is from the shop, but still, nice addition. Okay, so this is a street I've never walked on. There's the huge Grand Hyatt Hotel. Looks crazy, and here we're basically crossing like a highway pretty much. It's like 6 lines, but still pedestrian crossing on it. And I like the look of this cafe, Key Coffee or something like that, but it looks a bit busy inside. But yeah, once again, the neighborhood ends kind of like a deep back end there. Yep, this one looks busy and popular. Let's check. So as of right now, I thought let's pop over to the mall here. They have like lots of different balconies. Maybe you can have a little coffee somewhere up there. But yeah, honestly, like the thoughts that are going through my head, I'm gonna give you my final review at the end, but it almost is a bit even more chill and nicer than I remembered in a way, in the sense that the neighborhood is maintained flawlessly. Like it looks very US style built, but without all the US problems, you know, like in terms of trash, homelessness, drugs. You don't see none of that. Like you just see security on every single corner. Let's see. This looks quite nice, but maybe something with a view would be nicer. So let's go into the mall. Let's see what's going on there. And yeah, as you see here, it's quite busy. Hello. So inside the Uptown Mall, pretty cool spot, pretty fancy. The thing is, right now outside is like, I don't know, 33, 4, 5, probably at its peak. So most people stay indoors. So coming out into the roof area, just wanted to take a look. What is up here? So sitting outdoors, I don't know, probably the cafe downstairs suits me a bit better. But yeah, lots of different cafes here. El Corazon, Mi Corazon, Filipino Hispanic cuisine. So basically this is what we saw from downstairs. With these nice balconies, probably at different times of the year. It's beautiful to sit around here as well. But yeah, got this fountain. these sick condos, and seriously, the balconies. Like, I love balconies. Putting a chair out there, sitting down, especially if it's a bit higher, it's a little bit quieter. Probably sick views from up there. But yeah, there's one cafe I'm seeing. Let's check it out. Thank you. So I just took the elevator, and it's like, I'm sure in some other countries they have it too, but for me that's the first after, I think it is like over 60 countries now. A security guard, in this case, security woman, in the elevator. So that's what I mean, it's like nothing's gonna go unnoticed in that neighborhood. So let's check it out. Wildflower Cafe right there, looks really good. Check it out, nice little corner cafe. What I like is they have the outside seating, inside maybe as well. Let's check it out. Hello, you have also seating inside, or I just want to take a look? Okay, no, looks like yes.
Available only outside.
Yeah, outside's fine, it's fine. So you also have a la carte menu, yeah? Okay.
Lunch menu, sir.
Lunch menu, okay. And then I can choose from all of this, yeah? Just take a look real quick.
We can put in your
Mm-hmm. Wow, crazy. Are they all made in-house? Like, yeah, nice. Yeah, I think I'll order from the table something. I think, yeah, this one will be good actually. Yep. So sitting down here with a nice view, and you right away notice also the pricing. Like, it's absolutely fine. It's pretty, like, for let's say Central European US standards, it's pretty decent, pretty good prices for a place like that. But still, like, I'm looking at mains for around $12, like 600 Filipino peso. I'm just gonna have like some light snacks, some coffee, maybe try one of their soups. I don't know what it is. If I'm hot, I want to have something hot, like a hot tea, a hot soup, like Middle Eastern style. So here the smoothies are going for around $6. So for a place like that, I would say totally fine. But at the same time, for Southeast Asian standards, I would say it's a bit more expensive than Thailand, similar places, which is quite interesting. But the view is quite something, seriously, especially this Singapore building there, gives me such vibes. All right, let's go. Ready, so I'm looking just up what that is. It's a soup in a bread bowl. I am soldito. I would like to get one, I'm just wondering, so this soup, it comes in like a bread bowl?
Yes,
sourdough
sir.
bowl?
Sourdough bowl.
Okay, yes, I'll take one clam chowder. And one cappuccino, please.
Hot cappuccino, sir, or ice?
Yes, hot.
Is the regular cup, sir, or the large one?
How much is the large? Just wondering.
200 plus, sir.
200 plus? What,
Yeah.
what do you mean, like, so 190 plus 200?
No, sir. This one is for the regular price.
Yeah.
But for the large one, sir, it's at 200 plus. Yeah, 250 or...
So it's like 250 for the large
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the large one. Thank you. So 250 it is, yeah? Alright.
Anything else, sir?
No, that'll be it for now.
One clam chowder and one large cappuccino.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. No
What
food
do you-
allergies, sir. Any food restriction?
What do you think, how long will it take for the soup?
Just a 10 to 15 minutes,
Okay,
sir.
alright, perfect, thank you. So, large cappuccino, looking for it. It's kind of confused, like, cappuccino is 200, and large is plus 200. I'm like calculating this. So if I get two regular ones, will that be better maybe? So no, seriously, what a vibe just sitting here. I'm imagining you staying at one of the condos up here. You wander down, I think we're like less than an hour drive away from the airport. Overall, I think this could be a great neighborhood to live. But there's a couple of problems with it, I think, that I want to talk to you about later. First, clam chowder. Family size, that is large. Wow. Now that might be one of the largest cappuccinos ever. In the cup that looks a bit like a beer mug. This looks really freaking good. So this reminds me of soups they're having in Poland. Their famous soups inside of bread bun. I'll let it sit for a couple of seconds so the soup can soak into the bread a little bit more. But not bad at all. So the soup's like 10 bucks. Obviously not Southeast Asia prices, but let's hope it's worth it. So, and the city is getting busy like crazy throughout the day right now. So just an hour ago, barely anybody was on the street. Looks like I got the walk-through seat. But at least I have the view. Let's try this stuff. I hope it's actually good. Okay. Hot. And it actually tastes also very similar to the soup I was referencing. Really, really good. Kind of like creamy, lemony cream soup. But the best part about it is with bread. It's just like a bakery you saw. They have tons of stuff inside, all freshly baked. Looks super high quality. By what I see here, it is. Okay, one thing I do have to tell you is not eating the bread from the soup, not eating like that is a crime against humanity. And the one different part about it is that I just realized is there is seafood inside of it. Mussels.
Payment.
Hello. Card?
Card payment, sir. Maya. 704. Lamb chowder cappuccino, sir. Maya. Magkano nga yung brioche? 300. 300 pesos.
That?
This one is croissant loaf, 300.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So, after we got a little strength up, little push, seriously, that soup gave me some Eastern European vibes. I'm planning a trip actually to Eastern Europe in the summer, and the European summer, and honestly my favorite part of Europe personally. Right, that is interesting. I have red on both sides. I cannot really go anywhere right now, so this is kind of just like the beginning of BGC in many ways. So let's get into the more center, the most busy areas, see what's up there. And also it looks like the sun is leaving us for today, but fair enough. We got the morning hours. Common tropical weather. The mornings are always beautiful and blue, and then Mordor is taking over the city. So here we're slowly passing to, you know, the zebra concept in the Philippines is a little bit like, I'm like just watching this guy's pulling up on me. Be careful, like, you know, they do stop, but not always. So we're walking into kind of like a nice greenery park here in the middle of it, and this is kind of like where the city, the busyness begins. Last time I was here, I've already noticed, I was actually quite curious, is it a W hotel? Because those I know, but this is actually a W, some kind of office building, and the architecture are really, really cool in many ways. So we got this building with these arches on top. So generally, in terms of architecture, it's really cool. Still got like some constructions going on, some things, some maintenance, but other than that, and of course with the police presence on every corner. Let's go into the park, I would say, for a second. So behind it is kind of like a crazy shopping district, and what I like very much about this neighborhood is that they don't only have malls like in most of the Philippines, but they also have kind of like the just more European style shops, open air next to the road. So you can walk in here. Seriously, the way they even take the park is like almost like it's like part of like some hotel or something. Absolutely flawless. I wonder if you can walk your dog here. And they're kind of like peeking out somewhat iconic BGC skyline at the Ascot hotels, got the Shangri-La, and like I mentioned, this W office building. So let's get through to the high street, which is kind of like the center of this neighborhood. Let's see what's going on there. So pretty much approaching the area. They got some nice wall art on the side, some tuned scooters, some loud tuned scooters, and also it's 1 p.m. right now. It's starting to rain. What? Seriously, it was perfectly clear like an hour ago. That is Southeast Asia for you at the end of the day. But the nice thing is, at least I was thinking like, oh, it's kind of nice. It kind of cooled down. That's nice to cool down, because now probably within the next 2 minutes it's gonna drip down like crazy. And so let me share with you a little bit my thoughts. So I've been in this neighborhood a couple of times. Every time I pass through the Philippines, pass through Manila, I would say like that. I did a video about Makati. You can check it out. It's the other business district, and I would say in many ways the more established one, the more much larger, the whole space, and the energy I would say is the biggest part. So here it almost feels like a utopian model of like American style city. Big streets, big buildings, concrete jungle, everything works pretty perfectly. Amazing cafes, amazing malls, and it's also a business district, so a lot of let's say offices around here. But whenever I'm here, the energy feels very much like it's like a weekend entertainment spot. Like most people go into the cafes, there's large groups of friends. It always feels kind of like people come here for entertainment. It's like an entertainment district, and it's also not very large, so which on the one side is nice because you can walk almost everywhere pretty much, but on the other hand is kind of like if you cross into the wrong street, you're in a completely different neighborhood. And from that perspective, I would say I prefer Makati, because there you feel a more unique kind of like Philippines vibe. People are more going about their day-to-day life, whereas here it's like a big entertainment hub. So if I would be living here, maybe it would be a bit too much energy for me, whereas without a doubt the infrastructure, the condos, everything is just much better than in Makati. And it's truly like you can compare it to any big western city, but it's one district, one small district. And as you can see, like I predicted, the rain hit us like crazy. So here is like some type of nice open air market. They're selling food, they're selling some goodies, mostly food I see here right now. And the rain is crazy. I actually didn't expect it right now. The plan was to properly walk through everywhere. But the good thing is we're under a roof, and we still can somewhat get around. I mean, just check it out. Basically, when it starts raining, it starts pouring like crazy. So here is usually like a pretty busy crosswalk with this big advertisement panel. It gives you like big city vibes. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I could be doing right now in this weather. But pretty much this is this center of BGC, especially on like a Saturday. This is completely filled with people, but even just on a regular day, as you see, pretty busy. Here they're selling some electrical scooters. Let's see, let's go into the mall. Let's see what's going on there. Damn, these e-scooters looks pretty cool though. So, rain shelter, aka mall right now. So, one of kind of like the side street, most shops are separate, so like freestanding in a way, but also a couple of like smaller mall installations. There's like a fountain, people sitting around it, a couple of different floors. Let's roll up, let's see. So I have just spent like half an hour just swirling around that mall, and it seems like the weather is not gonna change today, but we're not gonna let that destroy our plans, at least not fully. So let's walk over to this other ginormous. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Have you heard that? And the lightning was reflecting in the building. Huge. So yeah, I think that goes to show you that sometimes the weather can change, whoop, just like that, like it did today. And generally my plan is to pick up my suitcases in the hotel, sit down somewhere, have a little working session. I think for that this neighborhood is truly amazing. So basically we're approaching the place with this advertisement thing. Here's like one of these high street signs, and basically most people here are waiting for the rain to stop, but it's like if you would be standing here you could be waiting for a couple of hours at the end of the day. So yeah, all of these cafes look quite workable, which is nice. Just kind of like getting a couple of different perspectives of this place. So all around here, basically the whole kind of like neighborhood is built around this one high street, and then a couple of condo buildings around it, and that's pretty much about it. So not like a proper city, but I would say a proper entertainment hub. So this is the Shangri-La Hotel. Looks crazy sick. Maybe one day we'll check that out as well. Saw one of the most expensive hotels in probably the Philippines at the end of the day. So let's how can we get in here? Let's check out Zara, I guess. Hiding from the rain in one of the other malls. Look at that, they got an open kitchen over here. You can see exactly when your food's gonna be ready. To be fair with you, I am a little bit disgruntled that on the one side it rains like crazy. I'm probably gonna order a taxi right now to pick up my stuff. Just sit down somewhere, because yeah, this doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. I mean, throughout different seasons there might be days or weeks when it looks like that. So check this out. Okay guys, honestly it's quite weird. Let's see. Can I get a taxi? Waiting for another half an hour to get a freaking taxi. Don't know what's happening. Maybe gonna try to install Uber, but it is a 20-minute walk back. It doesn't rain as heavily anymore. And what you see behind me, actually this like little installation in the middle, I think it's a bit older, and behind it that's basically where the neighborhood ends. So we walked today from one end to another, pretty much half an hour. Just checked on the map. I hope the rain's gonna stop so we can head out in the evening again and see what's going on. It probably should, usually does. Looks like today's weather messed up the business here. See? Oh, that's sad. Fortunately, I'm not hungry. Just had some food, as you have seen. Guys just sitting there, face down. But yeah. Wow, now that is something crazy. I'm not sure what that is, but let's take a look. Hello. Good afternoon. I'm just wondering, so this is like a grooming, okay, and over here for sale. All right, possible to take a look? All right. So guys, we can buy a dog and then we can groom it straight up out of the box. Wow. Like I've seen many shops that sell animals, but usually when they sell them in a shop like that, it's a bit, how to say it? Hello.
Good afternoon.
Is it just dogs?
Also cats, sir.
Also a couple cats, yeah? Okay. Oh wow, very cute. Wow. So how much? Oh,
This is the price, sir.
the prices are there.
They are from Korea.
I see. 300,000. Yeah, from Korea. Well, I'm going to Korea in a week. Could maybe pick it up there, but might be more expensive there at the end of the day. So what I was saying is that, like in a lot of countries, Ukraine, Albania, like recently, I'm remembering, they're selling animals, but usually more in like little cages, you know. And here, it's very, how to say it, they look comfortable, and all of the dogs are extremely well groomed. This one looks like wants to come. Yeah. Let's see this one. Oh, this one's cheaper than the cat. That's good. In case you're on a budget, go with this one. So I just calculated most of the dogs here go for around $5,000. For $5,000, you are $5,000. You as well. Relax. Here, 300 Gs. Oh, this one's even a bit more expensive. This one's eating the cage, and he's very expensive. This one. And here, you can basically get a better haircut than I have. Look at that. This dude is getting a nice fade. This one is being tortured. So when you are in a neighborhood where you can get a little dog for 10 Gs, and you can get it all puffy and fluffy, you know this place is fancy. Seriously. First I was like 300,000. I'm still not like super easy with the currency. One of the dogs was 600,000, which is pretty much $10,000. Not bad, not bad. It's not local price. It's not local price. So like they're all, I think, imported. But yeah, very cool. So at this point, 10 minutes down the road, I'm back at my place. And then the plan is to go out in the evening towards sunset, see how the energy feels. Alrighty, so just sat down there a little bit in the hotel, did a little bit of work, waited for the rain to pass, and in the meantime some type of service started out here in this interesting church, modernistic church. And I would say it's a Sunday, it's the evening. Let's go back to High Street, let's see what is going on. I want to show you the area, neighborhood, kind of like with real energy, not with it's raining, everybody hiding under the roof type of energy. And yeah, oh, interesting how the sun is peeking there, you see that? So very humid obviously right now after the rain, but slightly cooler. So 20-minute walk, High Street. Let's go. Guys, so that is a lot, much more like it. Like I know this place is bustling, it's crazy, busy. So basically this is the market earlier we walked through that was all empty, where I was saying that the business is not going good. The business is revived. I'm happy for that. We'll go check on the sad vendor if he is in better spirits now. But yeah, basically here selling like some chicken, just kind of like creative, a bit slightly more fancy, you know, street food options. I'm actually curious to look at the prices as well a little bit, because no, the prices are actually pretty good, like $3-4 for most things as I'm seeing. And yeah, passing through this crosswalk, they basically close off on Sundays, or I'm not sure if it's just Sundays or most days, but it's in most cities kind of like more of a Sunday thing. And yeah, people just walk around, big highway. There's one crazy thing here. We have seen the dog shop. So basically, if you're somebody in the neighborhood, then you have a mops with a dress on, with a tutu, with a pink one. And yeah, good energy, very chill, very like, let's say, but like I said before, everybody, you feel it. They're like, hey, let's go out, let's go to High Street, let's it's like a big recreational area. And one little thing, I was trying to withdraw some cash, just a little bit, because I don't need that much, using card mostly. If you use most ATMs, they're going to charge you a 250 peso fee. There's one that I have found, I haven't looked it up on Google. So basically the HSBC bank is the only bank that doesn't charge you these $5 for a withdrawal. I wanted to withdraw like $50. I was like 10%. Yeah, I don't know that. So there's HBC around the corner. Can get a quick free withdrawal, and yeah, just walking right now through the high street. Basically, even outside right now it's a bit cooler, so a lot of people sitting here. Lots and lots of different restaurants, both international as well as more local concepts, the local chains. The middle of the high street, have one road passing through it, then there is another level of shops. I think I will basically same concept as up there, open air shopping. Alrighty, so I would say now that you have seen this city in its full, let's say, normal state, just to wrap it up a little bit, in terms of the way it looks and feels and is maintained, you have to say it's probably the best part of Manila. It feels in many ways. It's hard to truly feel Philippines. There's only this one street where I see jeepneys passing through, but the rest kind of like, at least to me, shows the light just went on, things like 6 p.m. Kind of shows the future of Manila, Philippines, of big cities. Like I said before, in many ways it reminds you with some of the architecture, some of the streets of Singapore. And it's just the fact that it's kind of a bit small is what turns me off a little bit. Is that, like I said before, a couple of blocks you can pass through the whole neighborhood. And Makati, on the other hand, feels a bit more real. Again, there you see a lot of people. You don't feel this like weekend energy, because every time I've been here, it's always a little bit of like a let's say recreational part of the town. Nevertheless, if you're planning a trip here, if you're maybe want to stay a bit longer, BGC is probably the best part, especially if you want to have it as comfortable as possible. If you want to feel a bit more the real city, the real Philippines, I would recommend Makati over it. I have a full video about that, you can check it out. And other than that, I will just go for a quick walk. Maybe we'll stop by the mall and maybe include a shot of that as well. But I have to say, the skyline, I'm a big fan of it because it's quite unique. Yes, it looks like most Asian cities perhaps, but at the same time, there's, like, Bangkok has a couple of corners that are iconic. Here, I would say the Makati skyline in some ways to me is a bit more interesting, but when you look from Makati onto this area, at the same time, yeah, the way I feel about it is everything is a little bit more spread out. So here's the concentration of the big buildings, but let's see, let's cross real quick. There's some type of big mall here, I think. I'm gonna check that out as well. But yeah, if you're new here by any chance, you can join me on Instagram to see where I am right now. As of this trip, it's gonna kind of like 2 weeks Philippines. Gonna do a couple of islands, and definitely will be back at some point in the near future. Wandered into the BGC Arts Center. It's quite interesting. So just basically an installation here, some type of painting going on in the back. So a lot of little pop-up shops like that. I am wondering, is that a finalized installation? Or is that, yeah, I think it is. Because it has these like construction ladders on it. Interesting. So I think they're already wrapping up, but once again in the back, kind of like little shops, also Chinese, old Chengdu, it's funny, city in China. And as you see, there is also still plenty of open spaces, little construction starting there. Another something W center. But yeah, the neighborhood is still growing. Now that is one crazy busy mall. Woo! I would say another thing that is worth bringing up talk a lot about, let's say, building a life of freedom around the world. And what that means is whenever I'm in a country, I'm also always looking at the perspective of how would it be as a location. Let's say definitely in Southeast Asia for me over the years, for months, Bali and Thailand. Thailand, probably Phuket and Koh Phangan have been kind of like two spots I kept coming back to over the last 5 to 6 years pretty much. I've spent years throughout these two locations as kind of like a home. And I just have to say that here this is the highest concentration of foreigners passing through, but still it's like a 1 maybe out of 1,000 or 5,000 people, whereas you know in most other Asian hotspots it's much more of like, probably I would say at least 10x if not even more, foreigners either living or passing through, which in terms of community networking, Manila is just not a hub in that sense. Here people with their dogs, really cute, all the different dog corners. So that is probably the biggest reason why I've never considered Philippines. Maybe in terms of nature, in terms of the islands, maybe if I really go overboard and I think it's a reasonable decision, I could see having some type of house, condo on one of the Philippines like beach destinations, because that I think is really world class. But in terms of Manila, excited of the future, excited to see neighborhoods like that. I'm also excited to see them developing, because some of the buildings that are now standing and good to go have been still under construction. Every time I come back, I see something is growing, developing. That is definitely good to see. So with that, see you in the next one.